The American frontier of the 1860s to 1880s was a vast, untamed expanse, stretching as far as the eye could see. It was a land of opportunity and hardship, where the horizon seemed endless and the rules of civilization faded into the distance. Cowboys drove cattle across rugged landscapes, pushing herds through wild terrain and over rivers, enduring long days in the saddle and unpredictable weather that could change in an instant. Nights meant sleeping under the stars, with only a campfire for warmth and the sounds of the prairie for company. Coyotes howled in the distance, and the wind whispered through the grass. This was the life of a cowboy. Endurance and grit defined their days, and camaraderie around the fire brought brief moments of comfort. Cattle drives lasted for months, demanding self-sufficiency, resourcefulness, and resilience from every man on the trail. Cowboys traveled light, carrying only essentials on horseback, bedrolls, a change of clothes, and a few personal items tucked into worn saddlebags. Meals were simple, repetitive, and dictated by necessity, not choice. Beans, biscuits, and salted meat were staples, cooked over open flames. Every bite was earned after a long day's work, and food was about survival, not comfort or pleasure. The cowboy diet fueled hard work, but it came with its own challenges and consequences. Monotony, limited nutrition, and the constant need to make do with what was available on the open range. The cowboy diet revolved around a handful of staple foods: salt pork, beans, hardtack, and coffee. These simple ingredients formed the backbone of nearly every meal on the trail, day after day, providing the energy needed for long hours of riding and herding cattle across the vast, unforgiving landscape of the American West. Salt pork, heavily preserved with salt, was a mainstay because it could last for weeks without spoiling. It was extremely fatty and packed with calories, which was essential for cowboys burning thousands of calories daily. However, it was also loaded with sodium, making it a less than ideal choice for long-term health. Beans were another crucial part of the cowboy diet. They offered a much-needed source of protein and fiber and could be stored for months in burlap sacks. Yet eating beans meal after meal quickly became monotonous, and they did little to break the culinary routine. Hardtack, a rock-hard biscuit made from flour and water, provided carbohydrates but almost no other nutrients. It was so tough that cowboys often had to soak it in coffee or stew just to make it edible, and it offered little in the way of flavor or satisfaction. Coffee was a cherished comfort on the trail. Strong, black, and often bitter, it was usually the only hot drink available. For many cowboys, a cup of coffee by the campfire was a small luxury that helped them face another grueling day. Fresh fruits and vegetables were almost non-existent on cattle drives. The lack of these foods meant cowboys were at risk for vitamin deficiencies such as scurvy and other health problems related to poor nutrition. The cowboy diet was undeniably high in calories, which was necessary for survival, but it was also low in essential vitamins and minerals. Meals were filling, but not truly nourishing. Ultimately, it was a diet of necessity, not choice, designed to fuel the body for relentless, physically demanding work, but at a significant cost to long-term health and well-being. Today, most people would struggle to sustain themselves on such a limited, unbalanced diet. The cowboy way of eating was a testament to endurance and survival, but it's a far cry from the balanced nutrition we strive for now. Imagine a modern person sitting down to a meal straight from the Old West, a plate piled high with salt pork and beans. The initial reaction would likely be one of disbelief, maybe even a little horror, as they realize just how different this is from our usual meals. The shock would be immediate, not just from the unfamiliar flavors, but from the sheer simplicity and heaviness of the food. The salt and fat content in these meals would overwhelm our bodies, especially for those of us used to balanced diets. Consuming so much salt could quickly lead to dehydration and spikes in blood pressure. The lack of fresh vegetables and fiber would cause digestive discomfort, making it hard for our bodies to adjust. Over time, the excess saturated fat could even impact heart health, something cowboys had to risk daily. The monotony and lack of variety in the cowboy diet would quickly kill any sense of appetite or satisfaction. Eating the same heavy, bland foods day after day would become tiresome, and within just a few days, our bodies would start to crave fresh fruits, vegetables, and other nutrients. Nutrient deficiencies would set in, leading to fatigue and a longing for something different. Our modern palates, accustomed to a wide range of flavors, textures, and colors, would find little comfort in the repetitive, plain trail food. The cowboy diet was designed for survival, not enjoyment, and it's clear that it offered little in the way of culinary pleasure or satisfaction. Ultimately, it's a stark reminder of the daily hardships cowboys faced, enduring not just the physical demands of the trail, but also the challenge of eating whatever was available, no matter how unappetizing or nutritionally lacking. The cowboy diet lacked essential nutrients, especially vitamins C and A. Without fresh produce, scurvy and other deficiencies were real threats. Fiber was scarce, leading to digestive problems like constipation. The limited variety meant long-term health suffered for short-term energy. Today, we have access to balanced nutrition. Cowboys did not. Fatigue, irritability, and digestive issues would appear quickly on such a diet. The cowboy diet met immediate needs but neglected long-term health. It's a powerful contrast to our modern understanding of nutrition. Food spoilage was a constant threat on the trail. Without refrigeration, salt was the main preservative, but not always reliable. Spoiled food could cause serious illness, and medical help was far away. Poor sanitation and contaminated water increased the risk of foodborne diseases. Cowboys had to rely on vigilance and experience to avoid getting sick. Modern people, used to safe food, would be especially vulnerable. Even minor food poisoning could become dangerous in such conditions. The risks highlight the resilience required to survive on the frontier. Despite hardships, cowboys were remarkably resilient and resourceful. They adapted, stretched supplies, and found ways to make meals more palatable. The cowboy way demanded toughness, endurance, and mental fortitude. Their diet, though lacking, was a testament to their survival skills. Cowboys innovated, shared, and built community around what little they had. Their ability to endure inspires us today, but their diet was a necessity, not a choice, a reflection of their times. It reminds us of the value of balance and nutrition in our own lives. The cowboy diet met the needs of its time, but came with major drawbacks. High salt and fat, lack of vitamins, and spoilage risks made it a tough way to live. Modern bodies would struggle with such a regimen and its health risks. The cowboy diet is a testament to resilience, but not a model for today. We should respect their resourcefulness, but not emulate their diet. Today, we have the privilege of balanced nutrition, a luxury they never knew. It's a reminder to appreciate our choices and the importance of good nutrition.